Hello, and welcome to the very first part of what will hopefully become a recurring devlog series from our team, Pancakeumbrella. For our current game project, which for now still goes by the temporary name, Project 2 Souls. Now, whether you found this video because you, just like me, have a crippling addiction to watching devlogs, or because you're someone we know personally and you've been wondering what we've actually been working on without having to ask us. Well, here it is. Oh, not that one. Quick, cut to the next one. No, that's not it either. This one died in pre-production. Not this one. Wait. Oh, hold on. Hey, quick question. Do you know where the footage for the actual game is? What do you mean there's only some grey box room done? We're literally making a devlog right now, man. Wait, show them the mechanics and features, you say? We actually have some of those. Perfect. That's all I needed to hear. Alright, let me show you what we actually have. So, this is Project 2 Souls, as it exists right now. And yes, it's early in development, very early. But after graduating from university, life happened, discussions happened, schedules didn't line up, and time management, well, let's just say it wasn't exactly our best skill. We are a 5-person team working on this in our free time, and for a while, a lot of our effort went into figuring out what this game actually wants to be. But the important part is, I believe we've reached a point where the idea finally feels solid. So instead of rambling about all the things that went wrong, let's talk about the thing you're actually here for. Before jumping into the raw mechanics, we want to quickly talk about the idea behind 2 Souls, because for us, the story and gameplay are tightly connected. A big chunk of our early development wasn't spent on building levels, but rather thinking about systems, themes, and how to make something that feels familiar, yet not something we've personally played before. So, here's the pitch. What happens after death? It's a question as old as time, with widely different answers depending on culture, belief and history. Some imagine judgment, some imagine rebirth, some imagine nothing at all. In 2 Souls, all of those ideas coexist. You wake up aboard a massive ship, a kind of afterlife cruiser, guided by the Grim Reaper himself, acting as its ferryman. Its purpose is simple: ferry souls to their respective destinations. At least, that's how it's supposed to work. But something is wrong. The ship feels old, systems are failing, entire sections seem abandoned, and souls might not even reach their destinations in one piece. No, not that one piece. Where were we? Right. You play as 2 characters who wake up on the ship with no memories of how they got there, or why they're even here. They only know what they represent: body and spirit. 2 halves of the same existence, tightly bound together by a thin veil, the connection between life and death, the physical and the metaphysical. They can't stray far from one another, they can't act independently for long, and neither can exist without the other. As they travel through different cultural interpretations of the afterlife, they begin to interact with broken systems, forgotten mechanisms, and long-abandoned puzzles. And by solving them, they unknowingly start restoring order to the ship itself. What's important is that these cultures don't just look different, they treat the whole idea of body and spirit, as well as the veil, differently too. And that's where the gameplay comes in. Alright, cinematic pitch aside, let's talk clearly about what this game actually is and has. 2 Souls is a 2D co-op puzzle platformer built around a shared screen and a restrictive connection between both players. You and your partner are physically tethered. You can't wander off on your own. Every movement, every decision, every mistake affects the other person, especially the jump you swear you could make. The two characters have different abilities, interactions, and limitations, meaning progress is impossible without communication and cooperation. In one culture, the spirit might interact with objects the body can't even see. In another, physical presence might matter more than anything metaphysical. The roots stay consistent, but their meaning changes, and that's something we are really excited to explore. The game is side-scrolling, sharing DNA with classics like Super Mario or Hollow Knight, but recontextualized for cooperative play. You solve environmental puzzles, navigate platforming challenges, and slowly piece together why you're here, and whether you actually belong to any of the destinations the ship is heading toward. All of this is tied together with a lighter tone than the subject matter might suggest, being dev. There's humor, there's awkwardness, there's even friction, both mechanical and emotional, between the two characters as well as the players themselves, because being bound together is usually more annoying than one might think. You might have already noticed music playing throughout this video. Every track you've heard so far was composed in-house, and sound is something we care deeply about for this project. The goal is to create a soundscape that breathes life into an otherwise dying ship, giving personality to places that might otherwise feel lifeless and empty. Right now, the music lives on my SoundCloud, but depending on interest, we'd love to have it somewhere more accessible, like YouTube or Spotify. Since this is our very first devlog, it's admittedly a bit all over the place. More of a teaser than a detailed breakdown. Going forward, we'd like to make these devlog a monthly or bi-monthly deep dive, each around 5 to 10 minutes, focusing on specific aspects of development. Most likely we'll split them conceptually into technical devlogs, which will talk about mechanics, systems and problem solving, and the artistic devlogs, which will talk about visuals, animation, music and world building. And alongside those, we'll use short-form videos to highlight smaller features, animations or progress updates. This project is something we as a team genuinely care about, and we want to build it open, honest and with room for feedback. So if you have thoughts about the game, the devlog format, the editing style or anything else, we truly love to hear them. If this idea excites you, consider sticking around. We're just getting started. Thank you so much for watching our very first devlog. Subscribe, leave a like, write a comment, take care of yourself, and as always, keep feeding your passion.